Hi YouTube, it's Marie from the Liz Boy 12 channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about genetically modified foods. And the government putting their big size 22s all over people's gardens and farms. As you know, ever since 2001, all of our, liberties have been taken away slowly but surely. One of my major concerns is the fact that, I'll start off with a little story as soon as I stop eating, sorry. I'll start off with a little story. My family is originally from South America, Guyana to be exact, and my grandmother was a stay-at-home mom and a farmer. Not a big farmer, but just, she had a little garden that consisted of about 5 animals and, some basic stuff: papaya, guava, mango, banana, and a few vegetables. Now, the thing about that is, that's normal in that country, and it used to be normal in this country. These days, people still in the South and the Midwest, around the Ohio area, Arizona, they grow crops, and the neighbors in the area usually will come up, be a good neighbor and support their crops, and pay them in exchange for, say, a token basket, like a token of appreciation with like whatever they grow. And from time to time, if the person's struggling, they'll sell the things from their farm. The government has made it illegal to do so. Not only has the government made it illegal to do that, but they've also made it illegal to catch rainwater, basically. So if you decide you want to put an irrigation system in your house and make some type of gutter that leads to a barrel where you catch all the water in the barrel, the government can come if they feel threatened by anything that you're doing, or even just to make an example out of you. They can come, shut down whatever irrigation system you have, and they can seize your land, which includes your house, your garden, and everything on that lot. The problem that I have with genetically modified foods is that it's been, linked to so many cancers, to certain diseases, from the pesticides they put in it, to the hormones they put in it that give your kids outrageous temper tantrum issues. For guys, testosterone levels raised. For girls, young girls are having their periods at like 9 and 10, which is out of this world. It's getting pretty bad, and the thing about it is, it could turn around if people would start standing up for their farms. If people say, no, I don't want your waxed apples just because they're redder. You know how much shit they pump into those apples to make them redder, more polished, more juicy, even sweeter. They're adding aspartame to your fruits and to your fruit juices, and even to the organic shit now. Even the organic stuff now have, pork in it, has coloring in it. These artificial sweeteners have aspartame in it, which has been linked to all types of things: joint deterioration, decrease in bone density, your hair's thinner, makes your nails thinner, all types of things. It's unbelievable. Another thing in the news that I am not too happy about: I've been flying planes, well, not piloting, but flying on airplanes by myself since I was about 3 years old. My parents both live in opposite sides of the country, so I've always flown back and forth. Even when I was younger and we used to travel a lot, we used to take the plane. So I've grown accustomed to planes, and I've been used to going through, when during holiday season it may be a little delay, but it's never been anything like now. These days they have the body scan. Now, I personally am a very private person, and I do have a problem with airports looking at your junk. And if you feel like you don't want your junk stared at by 2 TSA guards, then you have to be fondled. So it's either you're groped / molested, or, you're treated like a 50-cent hoe. Yeah. And actually cheaper than that, because you pay them to look at your shit. So, these days, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to fly somewhere, you've either got to get your shit touched, or you got to have it stared at by somebody who's had no experience in anything, really. You go to TSA, you apply for the job, they hire you, you go through 6 to 12 month training period, depends on whatever job you have, and then bam, you're put there. All you need is a GED. So you got some uneducated, lunatic staring at you, ogling you, butt-ass naked, or they gotta touch all over you. It's your choice. A choice that I don't want to have to make. So, of course, this holiday season, we have been trafficking it out, paying for our gas, because we refuse. We absolutely refuse. And if more Americans refused, they'd have no choice but to do something about that. I find it a bit odd that just because, some guy in Africa got unruly on a plane, these things, that just goes to show you how big of a role the media plays in this whole thing. Because, for example, up here in New York, it's snowing. We expected about 1 to 2 inches, but, this past Christmas weekend, we had, about, 6 inches to 14 inches, and this snow that just came today, they blew it so far out of proportion. It is unbelievable. They were saying, oh, it's going to be the next biggest snowstorm in the whole history of snowstorms, and that is untrue. I woke up this morning, there was like a light glaze of snow across the ground, and as the day progressed, salt was put down, and it's nothing now. It's like rain. Slushy rain. But, they had everyone thinking it was going to be some kind of a, shut-in. School wasn't even delayed today. It was, whatever. There was a news, kind of a news update, if I will, that I came across today while I was at work on the computer. I saw a girl named Alyssa Thomas. She was 6 years old. She went to the airport and found that 6-year-old Alyssa Thomas is on the no-fly terror list. Now, the no-fly terror list is if the government feels that you're any threat to aircraft or government authority, or if they feel like you could be some type of terrorist, they put you on this list and you can't fly, or if you do show up to the airport, they have to basically search you. Very, detailed and carried out search. So they have the video footage, so please look up Alyssa Thomas. They have the video footage of this 6-year-old girl. Her mom is holding her in her arms, and a TSA guard just comes up and starts groping this girl all over the place. This girl is crying. That type of shit, that's molestation to a child who doesn't know what terror is. She wasn't even alive when the 9/11 thing happened. I think it's the most grotesque thing I've ever seen. It's worse than Disneyland at this point. They're just, feeling all over this girl, and she's crying. She has no idea what's going on. At this point, she's confused. I'm sure this is a traumatizing event. I'm sure of it, because she was, crying at the top of her lungs. And this guy's, this lady's just, feeling all over her, and her mom's like, I've had it. There was another one that I saw. A woman was taking her mother to the airport. The woman had to be no younger than about 55, 60, and her mom was wheelchair bound. And the woman was bringing her mom to the airport to get her on her flight, and I believe they were traveling together. She packed her mom a lunch in an ice box. In this ice box, I will tell you exactly what was in there. It was yogurt, a soda, some water, some bag of vegetables, assorted vegetables, baby carrots and other broccoli, things that would, you know, be equivalent to a well-balanced diet for, you know, her mom, who I'm sure needs the energy on long flights and can't just go and grab a, you know, a burger from, you know, Burger King in the gate. And of course they try to take it from her, and the woman's like, no, look, it's nothing. So they take the woman and they're saying, you know, give us the lunchbox, and the woman's holding on to the lunchbox. It's her mom's lunch, for God's sakes. They're both, you know, very, you know, older women, definitely not used to this kind of treatment, and, you know, they're in an all-out tug-of-war battle with this ice box. So finally the woman grows, you know, just kind of just bored and frustrated with it all. She's over it, so she just kind of opens the lunchbox and she just chucks everything in the trash. And the now empty ice box, she just puts it in with the rest of her mom's things. And of course, the TSA agent, some police officers came up, arrested the woman, and put her in the back of a car without even telling her why she was being arrested, which she demanded to know again and again. Meanwhile, her poor wheelchair-bound mom is just sitting there, abandoned. A TSA agent abandoned her, so a woman, I guess, just had to walk up and kind of take her to the gating area. It was just the worst kind of treatment ever. I've never seen human beings being treated like this in America, since slavery, of course. And this is everyone. This is every citizen. There's no discrimination. So you could be the next one molested in the airport, or, you know, arrested for no reason, or you could be put on a no-fly list for no reason at all. Hell, I hope that's not me. Okay, Big Brother putting his foot on our neck. I have another news brief that I want to share with you all that I found. At a Wisconsin high school, a young sophomore boy was arrested. Now, as a sophomore, you're probably like 14, 15 years old. I was 14 my sophomore year in high school, so he was probably 14, 15 years old. He looked, you know, younger, but then again, I haven't been in high school for a long time, so I don't know. He was arrested for eating his friend's chicken nugget lunch because his friend got free lunch and he did not. He got arrested for that little $2.60 lunch, handcuffed, put in the back of a police car. The whole town broke out in outrage. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about, when you try to condition kids from an early age to be complacent, malevolent, to just lie down and take it, basically. And that's what we're being taught. That's what our kids are being taught in school, wherever they go. They're telling you, we're here and we're not going anywhere, and this is how it's gonna be. Peeps, I suggest that you start investing in either some silver or start stocking up, because coffee, I used to be like unbelievably addicted to coffee back when I used to work the graveyard shift. Coffee about, I want to say about 6 months ago, for like a let me see, like a 40-ounce bag of coffee beans, used to be $15. 2 months ago it was $16.50. 2 weeks ago it was $18. Coffee is rising, dry foods are rising. Get you some like canned stuff. And I'm not saying this because doomsday is ahead of us. Believe me, I don't really too much believe in that whole, you know, the world's gonna explode and whoever's left is left, and then it's gonna be like the Book of Eli or something. No, I'm just saying things are increasing in an outrageous level, and it'll get to the point where it's gonna cost like thousands of dollars just to fill up your refrigerator. And the last thing I want to see is people jumping out of, you know, the Empire State Building top floor window. Whoa. Yeah, last thing I want to see is people jumping out of buildings and going crazy and saying, "Oh no, you know, the world's coming to an end." So that's why I'm letting you guys know this. This is kind of, you know, informing you guys what's going on. This Obama thing, it's at this point, I'm not even Democrat. I'm not even Republican. I'm neither at this point. You can't do nothing but be neither. You can't do anything but be on the fence. You can't do anything but, you know, straddle. I'm not saying don't vote. Make sure you watch this election closer than any election you've ever watched in 2012, because it's gonna be it's gonna be a circus act. I can tell you that right now, because the last election was already the real world starring the White House, and it's only getting more and more absurd as each day goes by. So just keep your eye out. Please, 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 please vote. Because at this point, what they want you to do is not vote. They want you to show them good and well that you don't give a damn, so they can just move on in and take all your shit. So just sit on your couches and look stupid. And watch Jersey Shore, go pump your fists, because that's exactly what they want. But if you want to be an active citizen in society, start reading the news, learn about economics, please. Please learn about economics. Black people are the most economically challenged people I've ever seen. Mexicans starting businesses, the Asian people that come here and start their cleaning businesses, and black people are the only people who are relying on hip hop to, I guess, one day it's gonna precipitate money on their house. No, it won't. It will not. The last thing it will do is precipitate money, I will tell you that, because they're even taking your damn rainwater. This country has become a stupefied mind, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. In 2010 alone, there were over 10 million people on food stamps. That's over 4 times the amount of the 1970s. And the people who are on food stamps, Hispanics and blacks. Obama single-handedly gotten rid of the unemployment line. Single-handedly. I never thought I'd see the day. Some people deserved it, some people did not. I don't know. Not only that, but Obama, he is the first president I've seen can declare tax cuts for the top 2% of the American population that make as much as they do. And he said that he will cut their taxes to produce some spending up there. Now, I'll explain something to you. When a rich person goes out to, say, Sunshine Boulevard in Los Angeles, California, and decides to spend all their money in those top designer, boutiques and all this crazy stuff, I hope Obama didn't think that, those boutiques are like mom and pop boutiques, because they're not. Those boutiques are owned by the same damn people that earn the top 2%. So, I'll explain what trickle down is. When a homeless, underprivileged, poverty child, a tear comes out of their eye, and the tear runs down their cheek and lands on all the hopes and dreams that they never got to accomplish, that's trickle down. When I go to sleep at night, and I drool, and the drool goes down my cheek and lands on my pillow, that is trickle down. When the super elite spend money amongst themselves, and they exchange money amongst themselves, and none of it ever goes down, they don't shop at Walmart, so Walmart doesn't get the money to say even, Walmart gets that. That's not trickle down. That's not trickle down. That's spreading it amongst themselves. At this point, I find that extremely illegal. So there are talks about a national sales tax, sorry. So on top of your state tax, you'll be paying like an extra, say, 2%. And this is unbelievable. But that's all for my video. Stop with the doomsday bullshit, because we all good and well know that the world is not going to end in no damn 2012. It's just a fear-mongering tactic to get you all worked up, to get you to prepare to expect something bad to happen, which is what the government wants. Once more, that's what they want. They want you to expect something terrible so they can move in, stage a false flag attack, and then the next thing you know, you're sitting in a pile of your own shit, waiting for, like, Superman to come get you, when he's not. He's not going to come get you. The government's going to take everything from under your nose, including your rights, including your freedom, which we haven't had for years, ever since the Fed was put in place. We need to push to get the Fed audited. There's talks about them getting audited, and there are people who are against it. The super elite, of course, they're against it. Please, people, speak out. Talk to your Senate. Write a letter. Audit the Fed. I'm tired of watching people around me go broke. I'm tired of watching people get laid off. I'm tired of watching people lose their house. I'm tired of watching people lose everything. And of course, everyone's fine and good, and they're like, whoa, I can't say nothing. But when it happens to you, then what? Speak out while we still have a damn voice, please. I don't want to end up in nobody's FEMA camp, I'll tell you that right now. But that, my friends, is all.